Hey there, I'm RJ Palacio, the author of Wonder, and the books that I would recommend are City of Thieves, David Benioff. I could not put this book down. This was one of my favorite books in such a long time. It's short. It is the kind of narrative that just happens sequentially in a very linear way. Takes place within a 2-week time period, aside from a flashback that starts out the book and ends the book, but it's just fantastic. I wish I'd written it. And that's the kind of book it is. It's really great, and my kids loved it. Everyone in my house loved it. So anyway, I couldn't say enough. This is just unputdownable. So, Les Miserables, Victor Hugo. I know, it's huge. It's long. It's beautiful. You may think you know it. You've seen the musical, you've watched the movie, and of course, you know, that's little bits and pieces of this. And you know, in those days, authors often went off on very, very long tangents. They weren't distracted by things like TV shows and binge watching and all that stuff. They just wrote and wrote. And so they had very, very long books. That's not to say that every single word in this isn't worth reading. It's absolutely beautiful. If you loved the musical like I do, this is really worth the read. There's so much wisdom in it. There's so much grace. There's so much beauty. It reminds you really of the goodness of people during very trying times. So I highly recommend this. I think you should give it a try. One of my favorites, Eva Moves the Furniture by Margot Livesey. It's a quiet story about a young woman loses her mother early in her life, and basically how she lives her life. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to say anything about this other than it's spiritually uplifting, and again, it just makes you sort of aware of the fragility of human beings and also the grace with which we approach one another in this world and how important that is. So Eva Moves the Furniture.